Hi guys, welcome back to my vlog. So for today's vlog, I'm going to talk about Rizal's works. As I looked through Rizal's works, I understood that he effectively mirrored the circumstances at the time. He revealed how the Spaniards neglect and disregard the Filipinos, which led to revolution. He put his life on the line writing for the sake of justice and country. He was a true hero as he fought for freedom through his works rather than through violence. A pen is indeed far more powerful than a sword. It has captivated me greatly as I analyze and comprehend more of his works, and I am reminded of how creative and imaginative he can be in fighting for independence, and it has opened many people's minds to a past that should never be forgotten. His works and writings have had a long-lasting legacy and will always be a part of Philippine history. All of his works have its own history and distinctiveness that will entertain people, and when you thoroughly comprehend and analyze the message of Rizal's works, there is a purpose and message behind it. Filipinas dentro de 100 años, or the Philippines a century hence, is an essay made by Rizal that was published in La Solidaridad. In order to anticipate what would happen in the future, a thorough analysis of the past and present would be necessary. The aim of his essay is to demonstrate the relationship between Spain and the Philippines if the Spaniards continue to mistreat the Filipinos, and what the Philippines' possibilities are in reforming themselves away from the Spaniards at the time in order to attain the freedom they wanted. Some of Rizal's assumptions really happened during that 100 years. The next work of Rizal is La Vision del Fray Rodriguez, or The Vision of Friar Rodriguez, is a conversation between Friar Rodriguez and the Catholic Saint Augustine. Saint Augustine criticizes the priest because of his attitude and behavior that opposes the priesthood. There is a passage saying that instead of accusing others of ignorance and presuming to know everything, we should not act as if we know everything more than we do, and even if we do, we cannot presume to understand everything deeply. Many people in the society act as if they know everything and underestimate those who are still unaware about that particular matter. And we engage in this behavior even if we are not aware of it. With this, we must be more cautious in our actions because our actions also affect others. Rather than judging others because of their lack of knowledge, we should learn to act in such a way that we do not condemn them. I suppose that such behavior has a significant impact on society, and that this is a foolish act that individuals on earth indulge in. So his next work is Por Telefono. In Por Telefono, there is a passage that says, "Even if I am a simpleton, I am not lacking in love of justice." This phrase made a big impression on me. A strong desire and love for justice is important. It has the potential to have a significant impact on society because it promotes fairness and equality in many aspects. A person's love for justice has a significant impact to the people and the country, just as Jose Rizal did when he fought for justice for his fellow countrymen and the country as a whole during Spanish colonization of the Philippines. He is so dedicated to seek for justice that he sacrificed his life in order to pursue it. Justice is expressed through quality, fairness, and truthfulness. As individuals are seen as equal and there is fairness, oppression is prevented. As we seek justice, we gain insights into truth. I suppose that an individual's love for justice is a significant change and a beginning for society to seek and love justice for the fairness of all members of the community. His next work is Noli Me Tangere, or Touch Me Not, is a literary piece written by Jose Rizal. It was written with the intention of revealing the problems that the Philippine society is facing during that time. It is primarily a love story, but through the love story of Ibarra and Maria Clara, he presented the country's dilemma. A man's desire to improve his country in order to help his fellow countrymen was the focus of the novel. However, his goal was not as simple as he hoped because following the publication of his novel, there have been numerous allegations and oppositions from the Spaniards. Rizal intended for it to serve as a wake-up call to the Filipino people about the cruelty and injustice they are facing at the hands of the Spanish government and the Catholic Church. The Spaniards took advantage of the Filipinos' ignorance and faith in order to gain their favor. As a young Filipino, this also serves as an eye-opener for me in terms of learning and understanding what occurred in the past years. How they risked their lives for the sake of independence and their love for their homeland, as well as how determinedly they fought for the country's freedom. This will also send a strong message to the people in the future. His next work is El Filibusterismo or The Reign of Greed, is the second novel written by Rizal. El Filibusterismo is mostly about politics and government issues on our country, with a message that indirectly criticizes the Spanish government. Jose Rizal fought for the country through his writings, which raised the general awareness of the issues they are facing. It was a continuation of his first novel, Noli Me Tangere, in which the main character, Crisostomo Ibarra, disguised himself as Simon in order to seek revenge for the country and save Maria Clara. But after a while, he learned about Maria Clara's death in the convent. So when he returned to the country, he planned and carried out his strategy. However, his plans failed when Simon's true identity was revealed, and his revolutionary plan failed. And I suppose I can identify to this in that I too stand up for what I believe is right, particularly when it concerns myself and others. It inspires me to be brave and strong, to hold strong in my views. Jose Rizal's patriotic act of writing his work, despite the fact that he is in grave danger of losing his life if it spreads. He sacrificed it all to set his country free, and he was willing to die for justice. Corruption, abuse, injustice, poverty, and oppression continue to exist today all over the world. It appears that we are dealing with the same problem as before. These things cannot be avoided, in my opinion, if one person continues to be selfish and greedy. Abuse of power and greed are still happening these days, just as they were during Jose Rizal's times. So another work of Rizal is Sobre la Indolencia de los Filipinos, or The Indolence of the Filipinos, is an essay written by Jose Rizal and is also published in La Solidaridad. Its aim is to provide an explanation for the perceived idleness of the Filipinos during the Spanish colonialism in the Philippines. It was the Spaniards that characterized the Filipinos as being indolent. However, Jose Rizal went on to say that before the country was colonized by the Spaniards, all Filipinos were hardworking, innovative, and productive in their own way, regardless of what social class. Jose Rizal came to the conclusion that the indolence of the Filipinos is a result of the Spanish colonization of the country and how they treated the Filipinos. I can say that even before the Spaniards came, we have our own set of practices, ideas, and techniques for earning money and making a living in our own ways. The country had a rich cultural history that included trading interactions with other Asian and Middle Eastern countries. So, because of the Spanish colonization of the country, numerous cultures and traditions were almost forgotten, primarily because the Spaniards forced the Filipinos to practice their own form of culture and tradition. So, when you look around, you can see how hardworking farmers, fishermen, overseas Filipino workers, factory workers, frontline workers, and many other Filipinos are. Putting our passion and attention into our work is a method of demonstrating our devotion and national pride. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.